Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. And today I'm sharing with you my ride or die K-beauty products. These are the skincare products that I'm buying over and over again, the ones that you've seen me use throughout the years. And hey, if you love K-beauty just as much as I do, don't forget to hit subscribe if you're new here for more K-beauty skincare. All right, if you're so ready, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. Let's talk about Beauty of Joseon Radiance Balm Cleanser. Now, I always describe this product as the balm cleanser that made me fall in love with balm cleansers. Started using this maybe in 2021 or maybe 2022. But as soon as I started using it, I was in love because first and foremost, this is a fragrance-free formula. And while there are more fragrance-free cleansing balms available today, back in 2022, this was still kind of a new concept in balm cleanser. So I just really appreciated the gentle formula, but it's not just about it not having fragrance, it's the texture. It's quite luxurious. It's a very melty balm cleanser. It's not all waxy. So as you get this onto your skin, once it makes contact, the heat of your skin really starts to melt it down into something that feels really silky, really just very luxurious. It spreads really beautifully. This isn't like hard and waxy, and it just breaks down makeup and sunscreen effortlessly. It just clings to it in this really silky way, and it emulsifies very beautifully, really nicely, and then it washes away cleanly. You don't get that waxy residue or that feeling like maybe I didn't get this completely off of my face. So it's just a treat to use from beginning to end. So next up, we have to talk about the Make Preme Essence Toner. I know, it's in every video. I'm always using it. I'm always talking about it, and I have for 4 years now consistently, right? I think it's been 4 years since I've been using this toner, and literally nothing can top it in my mind. I challenge any brand out there to try, quite honestly. I'd be happy to try it, but at the end of the day, this one just always wins my heart. It's just perfect from top to bottom. I love the minimal ingredients list here. This is another fragrance-free toner here, and I just like that it's minimal in that all it wants to do is hydrate your skin in the gentlest way possible. It's not looking to exfoliate or brighten or firm or give you well aging. They're like, let's just focus on what we do best, which is hydration, right? Let's not reinvent the wheel here. And I actually really appreciate simple, straightforward, hardworking skincare. It's all about that texture and performance. And this has that most beautiful, watery quality to it. It doesn't have body to it. It doesn't have like a gel-like bounce or anything like that. There's no thickness to it. It's a pure, watery, hydrating toner that sinks in the skin very quickly. But all the magic happens underneath the skin, right? This is the quality that I'm looking for in my hydrating products, something that gets in deep, something that lasts a really long time, not just some watery thing that sits on top and you're like, did I even put it on my skin? Like I can't even remember because I don't really feel it doing much for me, but just sitting on top of my skin. This gets in there deep, but it's still very breathable. It's still really lightweight. It works in all seasons. Right now it is about 100 degrees. It's super humid. When I stepped outside earlier today, my sunglasses just completely fogged up, and it was just like, ugh, like swampy, you know what I mean? And so using this toner without the thickness, without the weight, right? But all that deep hydration, so appreciated these light layers. I'm very picky about hydration. My skin is very, very thirsty. This does everything I need it to do. And I just have not found another formula that works quite as hard or quite as good, or I've been tempted to buy quite as many bottles, you know what I mean, and use consistently for 4 years, going on 5, right, and beyond. Nothing has really captured my heart the way that this one has. And I have tons of toner reviews on my channel. There's a lot that I like. There's a lot that I could have named in this video, but this one, I can't quit it. So let's talk essences. And a lot of these ride or die picks have their roots back in like the 2021 era. This is the Dr. Ceuracle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence, which really has not fallen out of, like I said, my restock routines and my repurchasing. It really hasn't fallen out of favor since 2021 because it's a biphase essence. You actually get to mix these two portions together. It's like putting cream into your coffee or into your tea, right? So it's really fun to mix them together. But because you're mixing these two qualities together, what you get is an essence that is watery, hydrating, quickly absorbed in nature, but it still has that creamy kiss to it, if you will, a silky quality to it, that moisturization that really softens and conditions your skin. So while it's watery and quickly absorbed, you get that burst of hydration deep within the skin. This is surprisingly very hydrating for the skin. For that creamy portion that looks very thick, it actually does dive in deep and replenishes the skin in a really beautiful manner. But then that creamy silkiness just absorbs into the top layer of the skin, softens it, conditions it, makes it so incredibly smooth. But that little kiss of moisture also hugs in that hydration. I also find when I'm using this, my skin just looks healthier. Something about that fermented tea, because, really, the tea itself, like I said, antioxidants, it's anti-inflammatory. But when it's fermented like that, it actually unlocks a lot more of the vitamins, the minerals, the amino acids, the polyphenols in the tea. And those are actually incredibly beneficial for just the health of your skin, the quality of your skin. And it does tend to shine through. It does give you that healthy, lit from within, kind of glowy look to your skin. Not shiny, glowy from within, like you're drinking all your water, eating all your fruits and vegetables. You know how good your skin looks when you're living healthy. This just provides all those vitamins and nutrients to your skin so that your skin looks really healthy and vibrant and radiant. And so I always find that my complexion just looks better. It's also really great at reducing redness and inflammation. So if you do have breakouts that are a little bit red, this helps to take that down. I always just have a little bit of natural redness around my nose, especially because my skin is prone to sensitivity. This helps to calm that down. Now, this is a newer pick, but I could not ignore it. It is the Haruharu Black Rice Probiotics Barrier Essence, because OMG, didn't I slam through like 3 bottles in a row this past winter, right? I was obsessed with this product. I still am obsessed with this product. Now, I was talking about with Dr. Ceuracle with that cream portion. This is just a straight up cream essence. There's really no hydration here. This is all about moisture. This is all about richness. This is all about comfort for the skin. And this is absolutely the type of essence that is for dry skin. It is silky, rich. I've never tried an essence that is this rich. Do you know what I mean? This emollient, this luxurious, this elegant, quite honestly, because while it's rich, it doesn't feel overly greasy. It does still have a great absorbency. It still sinks in the skin like gorgeous, thick, creamy milk. Like, it is just such a beautiful texture, such a beautiful experience, and such amazing moisturizing results. And so, it's funny. This was one that I was careful with, because I remember when I got my first bottle, it was actually early fall, maybe like end of summer, and I was getting ahead of like fall content, so I knew it was going to be a little bit too rich for me for when I was testing it, but I was testing it with cold weather content in mind. And I was like, yes, I like it. I do recommend it. I'm gonna stop using it right now though, because my combo skin is not going to tolerate this right at this moment in time in this season. I'm going to break it back out in the colder weather. And then I want to say it was like mid to late November that I started bringing this back into my skincare routine as the temperature started to get colder and winter started to creep in. And I was like, ooh, I really like this. And then it started to get real cold and real harsh. And I was like, ooh, I really like this. And so then it just like really was a part of my skincare routine. And once the bottle emptied, I was like, I remember in my memory, this didn't quite work when it wasn't cold outside. So I'm probably going to stop using this. And I tried to quit this and I couldn't. I was like, 2 or 3 weeks, nothing else was quite as good as this. And I was like, I'm just going to open up another bottle. I did debate if I should put this in the video, because I'm very strict about holy grail videos, ride or die videos. When I'm talking about things that I'm talking about time and time again, I'm looking for things that I have used for years. I'm looking for things that I have gone through bottles and bottles and bottles of that keep showing up in my purchases. You know what I mean? I'm very strict about that. But I have to say, there are some newer picks in this video, because there are some that just really wormed their way into my heart, even when I didn't want them to, very fast, very intensely. And I would say, 3 bottles in a row for a skincare content creator, That is love. That is pure love and devotion. And I definitely have that for this product. Next, I want to talk about by Wisthrend Propolis Energy Calming Ampoule. Now, this is something I've been using since 2019. Yeah, all the way back in the days when this used to be called the Polyphenols in Propolis 15% Ampoule. Now, let me tell you that name. Oof, I'm so glad they changed that a few years ago because I don't really care what they're calling it, but that was quite a mouthful. And this is a really interesting serum. You know, when I remember when I first bought it, it was for me about the propolis. Now, this is an ingredient that I have been obsessed with in K-beauty products for way more than since 2019. I want to say since maybe 2013 or 2014, I first started using propolis products in my K-beauty purchases, and I absolutely fell in love with propolis, the ingredient. And the interesting thing is, you know, this doesn't have like a whopping amount of propolis to it. It's about 15%. But there is another ingredient in here that they weren't really highlighting at the time because it just didn't have the marketing cachet that it does today. So back in 2019, nobody knew anything about Hyalu-Cica cordata extract, which they're using about 59% of here in the formula, which it just has like a super funny name, right? Hyalu-Cica cordata, not very fun to pronounce, not very fun in marketing, right? But it does have a really great name, nickname in K-beauty, which is heartleaf extract. Now, you know what heartleaf is because it's had a massive marketing blow up in the last 4 years or so, I would say. And so back in 2019, nobody knew about that. Nobody cared about that. But I was like, why does this propolis product work so well for my skin? So much better than other propolis products that I've used when it has seemingly a low amount of propolis, right? And it's this heartleaf extract. It's the Hyalu-Cica cordata extract. So this ingredient really does amplify the antibacterial benefits. It really amplifies the anti-inflammatory benefits and all of the benefits for soothing acne that propolis naturally already has. But when you put them together, wow, powerhouse combination. And I really do want to say it's not just about having a lot of heartleaf. It's not just about having the propolis. It's about these two products together, in my personal experience, that really makes this a serum or an ampoule that I have been coming back to since 2019. It's a really long time, right? This is amazing for acne prone skin, especially if you have sensitive skin and you're acne prone. The combination of these two ingredients that don't exfoliate your skin, that don't dry out your skin, that aren't overly astringent, right? But that promote healing and promote the anti-inflammatory benefits, the antibacterial benefits. It is a match made in heaven for acne prone sensitive skin. Now, I like the texture of this too because it's not overly thick. Like I said, propolis is not super duper moisturizing. It has a nice balanced feel to it. And with the heartleaf, which is naturally a lighter kind of ingredient, you get this kind of like light to medium textured gel here. I've just gone back to it time and time again. Whenever I'm breaking out, I break out this serum, and my skin, my breakouts do tend to improve over just a few days. I just notice that they're much more chill, much more calmed down. Then paired with your exfoliation and your anti-acne actives, it's a match made in heaven. Next, let's talk about the VT PDRN 100 Essence. Now, this is another one. This is a newer pick that I was like, does it technically qualify for like a ride or die holy grail video? And I was like, while it is a newer one and I may not have gone through as many bottles as I have through most of the products that we're talking about today, it has given me such great results for my skin that it just makes sense to include it in this video. So this is a really great, very thick, very moisturizing, very traditional cream textured type of essence, or quite honestly, for me, it feels like a serum really. This uses 10% of PDRN derived from wild ginseng. And I think that that is the secret sauce to why I like this so much, especially from VT, because ginseng is such an amazing ingredient. I mean, talk about ingredients that have roots in Korean beauty way back, just like propolis, right? Ginseng, amazing for skin elasticity. First and foremost, it is often used in well-aging formulas because it is so amazing for taking care of your skin for well aging, right? For helping with skin elasticity, skin firmness, skin vitality, the glowiness of your skin. Ginseng increases skin circulation, so your skin is just going to look brighter, more youthful, more lit from within, but it also is a strong antioxidant. It delivers a lot of micronutrients into the skin that again help with the quality of your skin. And I think that's where ginseng really shines. And I think PDRN as well, something that can help to stimulate collagen stimulation, help with the well aging journey, help with rejuvenating the skin. Married with the ginseng, right? You get an ingredient that is all about the quality of your skin, the tone, the texture, the firmness, right? The clarity of your skin. And that's the results that I get from this essence. And that's why I said, even though I haven't used it quite as long as some of the other products in today's video, it has given me such beautiful results for improving the quality of my skin. Now, last year I was talking a lot about the skin glow up that I had, and it's not down to just one product, right? There are a few that have made a key difference, and this is one of them. I'm not going to credit my entire glow up to this particular product, right? Because I'm honest and I know a lot goes into it. And I will also say more goes into it than just the skincare products, but it's also about a healthy lifestyle mindset as well. And I've talked a lot, very extensively about that here on my channel. So I by no means am I saying this is the one product that is like a miracle in a bottle. No way. But I will say, you know, I did work quite a bit on the congestion and acne. I did work a lot on the hyperpigmentation in my skin. I did work a lot on finding that retinoid that not only cleared up my skin, my acne, but also helped me with my well-aging goals and also didn't test my skin barrier, right? That was a little bit more skin respectful. But then this particular product really helped me on that journey for skin quality, right? Because it's not just about clearing up acne or getting rid of hyperpigmentation. It's about the health of your skin, the tone, the texture. And that's exactly what this essence gives. Let's talk about the Illiyoon Ceramide 8.0 Concentrate Cream, another goodie throwback from the 2019 era. I started using this in 2019, and I want to say it's been reformulated once, twice, 3 times now since then. This is one of the things that really irks me about the modern era of K-beauty is so many reformulations of products that are working perfectly well. And you know, the thing is, sometimes these reformulations, you don't really detect any type of difference in texture, performance, or ingredients really. You know, some things get shuffled around, but it really just doesn't affect the product overall. And I will say, you know, so I started using it in 2019. I want to say in 2021, there was a reformulation. I could really not detect any type of difference whatsoever. Then they reformulated it again. I want to say 2023 was it? And it significantly changed. It significantly changed. And then they reformulated again now at the beginning of 2025. And I still have not tried the new formula yet. I have ordered it. I believe I'm getting sent a new tube. We'll find out when I get my package in a couple of days, right? And of course I will do a don't even ask. It's coming. Don't even bother asking. Don't waste your typing energy. You know I'm on it already. But I do just want to point that out because we're in mid 2025 and I still haven't used that formulation yet. But let me talk about this one, at least from 2019 until today, right? This one has stayed with me, and even though it significantly changed in 2023, I still really enjoy it. I just used it in my nighttime routine last night, and I will be using it in my nighttime routine tonight. I really do enjoy it. It is a medium weight, very traditional cream textured moisturizer. It has these little ceramide capsules in it, and so this actually helps to deliver the ceramides into the skin, keep them very efficacious, very fresh for the skin, and just help them get to where they need to go so that they can help to support your skin barrier. And that's what this formula is all about. It's all about your skin barrier. It's all about the ceramides. It's all about strengthening up your skin. Beautiful medium weight texture, lots and lots of moisture here. And it is the type of moisturizer, as I like to say, it does the moisturization deep within the skin, not on top of the skin. And what I mean by that is some, you know, really moisturizing creams tend to leave a greasy layer on top. And this one doesn't. It gets down into the skin, moisturizes it, soothes it, comforts it, nourishes it. A little bit of occlusivity at the top, but not a greasy, heavy, thick layer that's like suffocating your skin. So it actually fights dehydration really well. And then it has the barrier supportive ingredients that treats the source of the dehydration, which is your weak moisture barrier. So just everything I really love about a moisturizer. And I will say, when my barrier was damaged, right? And when I was kind of coming out of the worst of that, this was one of the moisturizers that I started using. Now I'm actually starting to think, did I use it towards the end of 2018? Might have been my first bottle, honestly. And then I really fell for it in 2019, like that full year. But this is something that I started using during that era. You know, I'm always talking about barrier care and all that passion, all that knowledge, and all those tips come from my own personal experience of damaging my skin barrier very badly. And this was definitely a product that helped me to heal. Now let's talk about sunscreens. I have two for you. And you know the first one is going to be Skin 1004 Hyalu-Cica Water Fit Sun Serum. This is something that I've been using since 2022, and you've seen it in pretty much all of my skincare routines. It's the sunscreen that I go back to time and time again. This is a really beautiful chemical sunscreen. It has this gorgeous essence-like texture to it. It's hydrating, a little bit dewy in the finish, lightweight, really breathable. You know, with this one, I find that I'm not getting a white cast on my skin tone. I don't find that it pills up when I'm putting on multiple layers of this sunscreen or when I'm wearing makeup. I find that it doesn't irritate my sensitive skin. It is just something that is really reliable. It's really comfy. And that's really, you know, my review. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it because I'm always talking about it, right? But that's really where my review lies with this one, is just chill AF for my sensitive skin. And most sunscreens are not chill AF for me. They often make me feel really itchy a couple hours after I put them on, or they will perform weirdly with my skin tone or with my hair, or they pill up really weird, or they don't reapply well, or there's just always something. There's always something, you know, about them. And there's nothing about this one that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just always gravitating towards it. It's always comfy. It's always chill. I don't have to worry about it. And that's what I absolutely love. And then, you know, I will mention too, you know, when we're talking about something that you buy a lot, they're actually started offering a 100 milliliter size of this sunscreen last year, which is twice the size of your standard K-Beauty sunscreen. So there's a lot more value when you can get a jumbo size. I know it's not that big, but it's definitely a start for something that you use all the time. I really do prefer these bigger sizes, and I love that they're offering that. A newer pick that I just started using last summer, but just has not fallen out of my skincare routines yet, is the Haruharu Airyfit Daily Moisture Sunscreen. Now, this is another really great, elegant, chemical sunscreen. But what's so interesting about this one is it doesn't have that essency, dewy-like texture that the Skin 1004 sunscreen has, and I would say is a fairly average standard texture for a lot of K-Beauty sunscreens, that kind of very dewy type of essency feel to the sunscreen. This one is a little bit, it appears to be a bit thicker and a bit more cream-like at first, but as you spread this onto your skin, you'll actually feel that it actually starts to thin out, but it is still a little bit more occlusive. It almost has a balm-like texture to it. It's not creamy greasy like a traditional sunscreen, but it's not like runny, hydrating, essency, and dewy like K-Beauty sunscreens are. This is something different. It spreads really beautifully onto the skin, and because this is a chemical sunscreen, this is another one that I don't find creates a white cast on my skin tone. It actually just blends very transparent onto the skin, but it feels not as wet, right? And it actually has this really gorgeous, like, satin, almost neutral like finish on the skin. So meaning that it's not mattifying your skin, but it's also not creating that shiny dewiness on the skin either. It's just incredibly neutral. Just works with what your skin already is giving. So if you're a little bit oily, it's not going to control your oil, but it's also not going to enhance your oil or your shininess either. And I really, really like that. And because of the way that it dries actually quite quickly on the skin, and it's not, like I said, it's not dewy and it's not wet in the texture, it's almost balm-like. It actually almost has this really elegant, very breathable, lightweight, almost primer-like feel. Not silicone-y, but almost primer-like feel on the skin. My makeup actually just adheres to this sunscreen so well. I was really surprised. I've been using this like foundation stick from Merit Beauty, and a lot of the reviews say, oh, it gets patchy, it breaks up on my skin, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just not experiencing that at all. And I think part of it is the way that I prep my skin with skincare, right? But I think this sunscreen is part of that, because I'm telling you, I am not wearing primer, and I'm a big primer person, but I'm not wearing primer. I can skip out on that layer in the summer, and I'm getting really beautiful finish with my makeup that lasts throughout the day in the heat, in the humidity. I am not a fan of touch-ups. I like to do my makeup once and that's it. I might wipe under my eyes if I get anything smeary, right? But I'm not touching up my base makeup at all, and I don't need to. And I think it really is this sunscreen. I also have to mention the Beauty of Joseon Glow Mask, because this is something I've gone through quite a few tubs of, jars of, if you will, and it's something that has made its way into my weekly skincare rotation. So this is a really beautiful cross between like a honey moisturizing mask and a clay like pore refining mask. It's actually a beautiful combination of both. It sucks up the excessive oil, but not too much oil, and then the honey conditions and softens the dry areas, smooths out my skin, and then the clay refines the texture. There's also little rice hull particles in here. If you opt in, if you choose your own adventure with this mask, you can actually massage it into your skin before, like when you're applying it, you can do it, or right before you wash it off, because again, this doesn't dry hard on your skin. So you can do it at any point in time during the masking. I usually do it right before I wash off my, my mask. You can use the rice hull, which is very soft. These are not micro beads. It's not like that sandy quality. They're very, very soft. And you can use that for some physical exfoliation, because there's the rice in here, there's the honey in here. You actually get that really beautiful, smooth glowiness to your complexion as well. It always takes down redness. Any redness I have on my skin is gone in the 10 minutes that I use this as a mask. It just evens out my complexion. So it's actually a ritual, a weekly ritual for me to use this mask as I'm prepping to sit down and film these videos. I will use this mask once a week just to make sure that I get that really smooth, beautiful, glowy complexion real fast, like on demand, and then I get really smooth makeup application as well. So now I'm curious, what are some of your K-Beauty ride or die products? Let us all know in the comments below. And if you're new here and you want to see some more K-Beauty content from me, don't forget to hit subscribe and come join our skincare community. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today. And I just want to encourage you to keep shining your light. I love you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.